Yo, what's up, everybody? First off, let me issue an apology for not uploading videos um, for a while. Just, the whole um, lockdown thing kind of messed with my head, and I was just not wanting to do anything. So, you know, and without sports, it was kind of difficult. Now, the NFL season just around the corner, literally 48 hours. Well, about 48 hours, give or take. But 48 hours from now, 24 hours from now, what day is it today? Wednesday. 24 hours from now, we'll be seeing the first game played between the Chiefs and the Texans. And I'm super excited. I cannot wait for football. But today's video, we'll be doing the NFL Power Rankings that I started back, was my first video. And here will be an updated power ranking of that video where I see teams at right now going into week 1. And so we have the tiers 1 through 5 will be the top 5, then 6 through 10 will be, there, 11 through 20 will be the mid, and then you round out the bottom with the other teams. We're going to go ahead and start with the last place and work our way up to first. So, truthfully, only because I think they're tanking for Lawrence, the Jacksonville Jaguars are my last place right now. They basically cut ties with anyone and everyone on that squad, and I really do think they're going to tank for Lawrence. And I don't want to say Jacksonville is going to be an easy win, because I believe that those guys all have pride in themselves, and I think they really will play the game the best they can, but they just do not have the power to beat anybody. So I believe the Jacksonville Jaguars could be the next 0-16 team, but any given Sunday. So after that, we have the Washington football team next. Truthfully, they cut ties with pretty much any running back they had. They still have Scary Terry, Haskins. I don't know if they believe in Haskins yet, but there's just too much drama around that team right now, with the owner and all that other stuff. I don't see them winning very many games either. So they're definitely second to last. They're 31st on my board. Up next, then we have, and it's hard for me to put them here because I believe they did some pretty big, they did some things during the off season. I just don't think they have enough firepower. They did get Jeff Okuda. They got another running back, but I think he's injured. They got Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson's going to be your starting running back for this week 1. So that's where I see them at right now. I think Matt Stafford's going to have to just air the ball out. I think they're going to be down big, and he's just gonna air the ball out pretty much every game. So that's where I see the Lions at right now. I know that's a big drop off from where I had them, but the Lions are definitely, that's where I see the Lions. Up next, we have Christian McCaffrey's team, because there's pretty much no one else on that squad. So, nope. Hey, whoa. Why can't I? There we go. But other than Christian McCaffrey, I mean, Cam Newton not Cam Newton. Allen, I don't think Allen has any weapon. I mean, you have the two receivers in Moore and I can't remember the other guy's name. But yeah, I just don't see them putting up points. If it's not Christian McCaffrey, I don't know. Those receivers are going to have to win a lot of battles. They might get them because, like I said, you got to double, sometimes triple team Christian McCaffrey. But Uh, so yeah, that's where I have the Panthers. I don't see them winning too many games, but they'll squeak out a few of them. And then up next we have the New York Giants. My issue with the Giants is who are they going to throw the ball to? Or Saquon? It's basically the Panthers, right? They don't have a very good defense. The defense is subpar. Um, the offense, other than the running back, I mean, they did go draft an offensive lineman, and I think it was Andrews in the first round, um, to give some help on that offensive side, keep Daniels up, or Daniel Jones up. Sorry, keep Daniel Jones up, and help the running game. But I just don't believe in their receiving corps yet. I think they still have Golden Tate, Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, and other than that, I mean Ingram. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know if they have enough power to put points on the board and keep teams from scoring points. So we have the Giants coming in at 28th. Up next, Bengals did jump up a bit for me on my board with the addition of Joe Burrow. They kept AJ Green. They still have Tyler Boyd, I think, and then they added T. Higgins, and then of course you have Mixon in the backfield. My problem though is I just don't think the Bengals defense is any good. I don't know if the Bengals defense can keep teams from scoring. So that's going to be a lot of time that offense is going to have to come back in games. But yeah, I have them 27th right now. They'll win a couple games, but other than that, I don't see them doing anything big. The 26th team I have ranked right now would be, where are they? I can't find them. The Dolphins. Now the Dolphins added some names during the offseason. Byron Jones. They got 3 first-round draft picks. They took Tua. Was their big name. But Fitzmagic is still starting under center. The defense did get upgraded a bit, but they did add a running back. His name escapes me right now. And they did add offensive line help. But I just still don't think that defense mixed with that offense will, close out many games. They might be caught in a couple shootouts here and there with lower tier teams, but against the high powered teams, I think they're just gonna get ran over. They're just gonna be out of games early. But I think the Dolphins are on their way up. They just need a few more pieces to get there. So that is my bottom tier teams. Now we're gonna go to the 25th team. Truthfully, it's close between these two teams, the Jets and like I said, these two could switch at any time. I just have no faith in the Jets this year. They don't. I don't think Le'Veon Bell is the same running back he was. That offensive line still scares me. The receiving corps definitely scares me. I couldn't name a receiver on that team right now. So it's going to be a lot of Darnold, a lot of Bell, trying to make things happen. That defense, I don't know. Like I said, Dolphins, Jets, I could change them right now, but we'll keep them where they're at right here. So the Jets are my 25th ranked team. Up next, we have my 24th ranked team, and that is the Bears. So the Bears are interesting because they have still that good defense. That defense is definitely going to keep them in games, but I just have no trust in Trubisky. And Montgomery's injured. I don't know if he's even going to play week 1. So it might be Cohen and Committee. And of course, you have Allen Robinson receiving. Like I said, I just don't trust. My whole thing is I just don't trust in Mitch Trubisky. I haven't seen much from him. The games he does good just get overshadowed by the games that he just looks like he doesn't even play in, right? So we have the Bears at 24. I'm just looking at my list real quick. The Cardinals we have at 23rd. So the Cardinals made some splashes. They added some weapons. They drafted Isaiah Simmons to be their safety, their new starting safety. Dude's a monster. They went and traded for DeAndre Hopkins, so he's definitely going to bolster that team up some more. I think Kenyon Drake is going to excel from that whole trade because you can't load up the box anymore. Kenyon Drake does catch out of the backfield. I think Kenyon Drake's going to be one of those running backs that's going to have a sneaky good year this year. So, but it all comes down to Murray and that defense to me. So we have them at 23rd right now. And then up next, with the news of Von Miller injuring himself, that's a big loss for that defense. With Von Miller going down, I have the Broncos placed at 22nd. I know they added some weapons in the draft in Judy, but I have a feeling that team is going to be, that defense might struggle a bit without that pass rush from Von Miller, because now they don't have the game plan for that monster that they had rushing off the left. I mean, they still have Chubb on the right, but I mean, when you have the game plan for 2 dudes off the edges, it's different than game planning for only one. So we have the Broncos at 22nd, and then we have the Chargers. Now the Chargers lost another big name defender this year too, and I'm super sad because I'm a huge fan of this man. I love Derwin James, and it breaks my heart not seeing him play again this year. He didn't play last year. He's not going to play again this year. I think that team is 10 tiers better with him on the field than without him on the field. I also don't believe that much in Eckler. I don't see Austin Eckler being, I don't know. I don't want to say that he's not a starting back because he's good, but I just don't see him being able to carry the workload. Tyrod Taylor, was very impressed with him during camp. Super excited to see him lead the team. My boy Justin Herbert's going to learn, be able to kick back for a bit, see it. The receiving core, still good. They have Keenan Allen. I think Williams did get injured, but I think it was an ankle sprain. Can't remember. But as of now, with Derwin James going down, they're my 21st team. Breaks my heart, but those two, the Broncos and the Chargers, those are 2 big name key players on that defensive side of the ball that they lost for the whole year. So hopefully Von Miller isn't done for the year, but they're thinking he is with that freak ankle injury. But we'll just have to wait and see in later videos whether or not I move them up or down. For the 20th pick, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know. Doesn't sound the same. Stadium looked amazing. It sucks that the Vegas Stadium and the SoFi Stadium aren't going to be utilized to their potential. Like, they look amazing. But back to the team. Derek Carr is still your quarterback. Henry Ruggs was a great addition. They got him in the draft this year. He's going to be a beast. Josh Jacobs always going to be hard running. The defense, they did add a few players to that defense. I know they drafted a linebacker in the later first round. So the Raiders are going to be kind of scary if they can get it all put together. They can keep that offensive line healthy. If they can keep Derek Carr from making the Derek Carr mistakes that he does. And then, you know, the receivers just got to catch the ball, man. So be on the lookout for the Raiders. I have them 20th right now. And then right ahead of them, I have the Browns. Now the Browns are always an interesting story, because if you put them on paper, man, they should be winning the Super Bowl almost every year. Like every year, right? OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield. You know, the defense, you have Garrett, you have Ward. Like, it's just crazy how, like, talented that how many big names they have on that team. But they always underperform. And I blame that on the offensive line. I really do. Because in key situations, when you need your quarterback to be up, you know, it's hard. So with them bettering their offensive line, I think the Browns got better. I believe OBJ is going to come back. Will he be the same OBJ as before? Probably not, but he will definitely be a better OBJ than he was last year. So, yeah, I have the Browns at 19 right now. Like I said, the Browns Raiders, I might switch around after week 1, depending on how I see them perform. For the 18th spot, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons are intriguing because I still can't name you a running back that's on their squad. So I'm going to have to look that up. But they still have Julio, and you can't count Julio out. Matt Ryan, Julio, definitely, you know, have a connection there. Ridley's there. He's only going to get better. That defense does scare me a bit because they did cut Trufant, but they did add Terrell, I think was his name. AJ Terrell. Not 100% sure on that. I know they drafted a cornerback, and for some reason Terrell is falling there, and so is the other one. The Terrell Edmonds and AJ Terrell are two of the names I'm getting confused. But yeah, they drafted a cornerback. So it's all going to come down to whether or not that defense can hold up and the Falcons can put points on the board. So for the 17th pick, we have the other team from LA. Where are they? We have the Rams. The Rams. So the running back situation there is kind of crazy. Henderson, and then they have the rookie Akers. But I think they're both injured. So I'm not sure what's going to happen for week 1. That receiving core, I just don't believe in. That defense is going to be the main reason why they stay in a lot of games. You know, Aaron Donald, you got Jalen. So, you know, Cooper Kupp is still there. I'm a big fan of Cooper. So that defense is going to be the reason why they stay in, and that's why they're as high as they are at 17 on my board. Next on the list, we have 16. Now, like I said, this is another team that would switch that I could switch with these two right here. It's the Texans. So if I'm any team in the NFL, or I don't know about it now, but the Texans just seem to trade away everybody for nothing. And so they did get David Johnson in the trade with Arizona for Hopkins. They did sign what's his name? Cobb. But is that a replacement for him? No. Will Fuller, I have yet to see finish a year. They did sign Watson to a big long-term contract. Good for him. I'm a Watson fan. Always good to see quarterbacks get paid. But I just don't think they have the power. That defense did get hit a bit. I don't know. I don't think JJ Watt is the same JJ Watt as he was. But at 16, I can put the Texans in the middle of the pack. They could be a playoff team at the end of the year. They could be or they could be 2-12 or 2-14 at the end of the year. So I don't know. I have them in the middle of the pack right now at 16. Up next, we have the Patriots. Now the Patriots are intriguing because they're like a Christmas present that you wake up, you go to the tree, you find this box, right? And they hand it to you. They're like, Merry Christmas. But there's no name tag on it, right? So you don't know what's in the box, right? Well, what's in the box? So you don't know what's in there, right? Until you open it. And I think week 1, they're going to open the box and we're going to see exactly what the Patriots can do. Granted, they're playing Miami. So I don't know how well the box is going to turn out, but we're going to see finally Cam Newton, Julian Edelman, White, Sony Michel, that defense that they have. The defense is always going to be the reason why they stay in games. They did lose some key names, free agency, but it's going to be, like I said, I have them at 15 right now. Just because it's something new, no one's seen them before, and I can't really I don't know. So we have them at 15. 14th, we have the ever so crazy Philadelphia Eagles. Now we have the Eagles at 14 because I just don't feel they did enough in the draft or free agency. I mean, they did go get big play Slay. They did draft Jalen Reagor, but I think Jalen Reagor actually got injured. And then their running back situation is, I think, Sanders. Wentz, can Wentz stay healthy? No, they do have, I have to say, they have probably the best offensive line in football. So that is a plus for them. Receiver-wise, like I said, Jalen Reagor got hurt. I don't know who else they can throw it to. I mean, Arcega Whiteside. I don't know. So we have them at 14. So the Eagles are going to have to kind of, they got a favorable matchup against Washington week 1. So I believe they're going to win that game by a pretty penny. They're going to put up some points. I think D-Jack is going to do very well for his first game. He always does play well his first game, but then he ends up getting injured. So yeah, as of right now, we have them at 14. So up next, we have probably the craziest team that made moves this year was the Buccaneers. Buccaneers went and got themselves Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. They drafted Wirfs in the first round to protect their investment, right? So now the receivers, you have Godwin, you have Evans, you have Gronk, you have Tom back there. The defense was really good. Well, I don't know about really good, but they were pretty good. Now you added those big names right there. It could be a playoff team. This could be a very high scoring playoff team right here. I'd keep my eyes on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's gonna come down to how well Arians can utilize Tom Brady's skill set and the run game. I know they got LaShawn McCoy and they just picked up Leonard Fournette. So they got a running back. Leonard Fournette had 1,000 yards rushing last year, only 3 TDs, but he was on the Jags. This is the Bucs. Things are gonna get kind of crazy over there in Tampa. I promise you. So at 12 we have the, where are they? The Steelers. Big Ben's coming back. Steelers always play better with Big Ben behind center. Connor's coming back. You know, Juju's there, and I think Juju was hurt, or Juju got, his stats got dwindled a bunch because he didn't have Big Ben there. Big Ben always gives you that possibility, you know, to win. The defense with Minka back there is always going to be good. They just have a bunch of studs. They have Watt, they have Dupree, they have Edmonds. It's just going to be crazy. So the Steelers' defense is going to be set. It's going to come down to the offense, whether or not the offense can keep the opponent's defense off the field, or keep the opponent's offense off the field. Sorry, and whether or not they could put points on the board. So right now we have them at 12. Like I said, Steelers and Bucks can switch at any time. Now, rounding out the 11th spot, we have the new look Colts. Now, the Colts. Woo! They went and got Philip Quivers Rivers. Oh, man. Philip Rivers. I just don't know if he was the pick for them there. I don't. Seeing him all those years in San Diego, seeing him in the last couple years in LA on the Chargers, he lost them a bunch of games. He lost them those games. I'm sorry, I'm putting it out there right now. Philip Rivers lost them those games. Okay? But it's a different look in Indy. They're in Indy. He's got a better defense. I believe he does have a better defense. He has better running backs than Mac, and can never remember the other guy's name. Haynes, but definitely a better defense. Definitely a better running back. Definitely better at running back. The offensive line is better. The receivers, I don't know if the receivers are better, but they definitely can play. Michael Pittman is going to be a good addition there. So the Colts, I have them at 11th right now. That defense, like I said, that defense is pretty scary. And then that running back, the running back duo that they have there is pretty nasty too. Now, what everyone has come for, I'm pretty sure, is the top 10. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because these two teams that I have at 9 and 10 could easily become 14, 15, right? We have the Vikings at 10, right? Now, Minnesota, they lost some key players in free agency. They cut some guys. They added some guys. But still think the Vikings are going to win some games. They have a chance of going to the playoffs. Tony Jefferson, they drafted from LSU. Dude's a beast, big receiver, relatively fast. Dalvin Cook, if he could stay healthy, I think he's going to have a good year this year. As well as the defense might have taken a little bit of a hit, but I still think that offense is going to be able to withstand the blows. I have them at 10. Easily could switch these two. Easily could switch these two here. Vikings, Bucks. So as of right now, my ranking, Vikings 10. And truthfully, the only reason why this team is in the top 10, this next team is in the top 10 at 9, is because Russell Wilson is their leader. He's their quarterback. Why aren't these switching? There we go. Russell Wilson. Only reason why they're in the top 10. I have them at 9. Just because no matter what, him behind center, he for some reason, somehow gives you the best option of winning. DK Metcalf, I think, is only going to be better than he was last year. They kind of really needed help at corner. I don't think they got it. They really needed help in a pass rush. I don't think they got it. So yeah, I'm only putting the Seahawks in the top 10 because Russell Wilson always finds a way to win for some reason, and I don't know how. It's just crazy. You cannot count that man out. And so at 8, we have the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Green Bay Packers are intriguing because they did absolutely nothing to help Rodgers in the draft this year, or even in free agency. They drafted as a replacement Jordan Love. Did draft a running back that all I heard about was the size of his thighs throughout the year or throughout spring training. They still have Devontae Adams, and count that man out. Aaron Jones, will he be the same Aaron Jones as he was last year, putting up 16 touchdowns for 1,000 yards? I don't know. They did lose some offensive line help, but they did draft offensive line in the draft. So right now I have them at 8, and it's basically the same reason. Aaron Rodgers, I'm a Cowboys fan, so Aaron Rodgers literally demolishes. I don't know how he ends up winning games most of the time. Those crazy comeback that he has. But we have Green Bay at 8, and then we have at 7 my Dallas Cowboys. What can we say? We hear about the offense all the time. Possible 3,000 yard receiving, or three 1,000 yard receivers potentially. We almost had them last year with Cobb. I think he was, I don't know, a few yards short, but we have the 3-headed giant there at receiver. We have Zeke. We have Dak. Issues with that. I believe Jerry Jones needs to stop doing interviews. He needs to just stop talking because I don't know what it is, but the defense is what scares me, and it's more the defensive backside. So the corners, the safeties, those are the part that scare me. I think our defensive line is insane right now. They went and got themselves pass rushers. Randy Gregory just got reinstated. You don't have to worry about getting suspended anymore for taking or for smoking weed. They're more cognizant about trauma, brain trauma, and head injuries and stuff. And so Randy Gregory's back. They just signed him. They gave him, I think it was a 2-year extension. So if he comes out and he's playing the same way he was, like he was in college, coming out, we've seen what Randy Gregory can do. That defensive line is going to be insane. But like I said, the backs, the cornerbacks, the safeties, that's what I'm worried about. That's why I don't have the Cowboys in the top 5. They're in the top 10 because, like I said, that offense is going to be pretty crazy to stop. So next up, we have at 6. We have the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills went and got themselves some big names in free agency. They went and got traded for Stephon Diggs, that outside threat. And that defense is just really good. They can get it all together. They could easily make it back to the playoffs, maybe even make the Super Bowl. I don't know. The Super Bowl, I still feel the Super Bowl is going to go through another team, but the Bills have a chance. And then we have the Tennessee Titans, who I told everyone on the first video at 5. First video, look out for the Tennessee Titans because they were on the cusp last year. They signed Henry. They signed Tannehill. The receiving corps is still pretty good. They got better on maybe offensive line, but they improved drastically on the defensive side of the ball. They went and got themselves Clowney, right? They also went and got themselves Vic Beasley. So they got themselves a nice pass rush, right? The linebackers are good. The corners, good. The safeties are good. It's going to be crazy. The Titans are going to be a team to watch this year. And I know my buddy is just static. He can't wait to watch them play. So we have the Titans at 5. Next, we have the Saints at 4. What can I say about the Saints? They got, of course, Michael Thomas, Drew Brees. You know, they got the studs on offense. That offensive line, I think, is one of the best as well. Tied for maybe first. They're definitely second best, third best offensive line in the game. But yeah, it's all going to come down to that defense, whether or not the defense can hold up, and whether or not Drew Brees can stay healthy, because they don't have, you know, Bridgewater back there anymore to get them through those 5 games. So up next at 3rd, this one's going to be hard. This was hard for me, but we have the Ravens. The Ravens are 3rd on my list. I don't believe that defense did anything to help themselves. Teams are definitely going to be having to worry about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's a beast. Ingram's a beast. They went and got Dobbins. They drafted him. He's a monster. So the thing that's gonna be the reason why I don't have them winning the Super Bowl this year is Lamar Jackson. The team jumped on his shoulders last year in the playoffs, and he crumbled the team. I think the coaching staff let him down last year. But hopefully they can change that around. They can fix that up, and we see the Ravens in the Super Bowl again. Because, you know, I'm a big, I like Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the Super Bowl. But up next we have the Niners. Now the Niners, these two teams here could switch for me, but as of right now, the Niners, man, that defense just got better. I think that defense is crazy. I think that's arguably one of the best defenses in the league right now. It's going to be hard to run against them. It's going to be hard to pass against them. Jimmy G just has to make sure he doesn't turn the ball over and puts points on the board, you know? And I think that'll be the same situation that Ray Lewis had back when the Ravens had that dominant defense. Make sure you put a couple points on the board and we'll take care of the rest. And I think that's what the Niners are going to do. And I would be very scared to play against the Niners. But of course, we have the Chiefs at number 1. In the AFC, definitely right now, I think the Super Bowl is going to go through Kansas City. I think Kansas City is going to be in the Super Bowl again. Pat Mahomes, he's just too damn good. Hill, you have all those guys there. They did go and draft the running back from LSU. I can never pronounce his name. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think is his name. I always get the Clyde and Edwards mixed up. But I believe Kansas City is definitely going to be in the Super Bowl again this year. The defense is still really good. That offense is probably the best offense in football. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed my power rankings for week 1. If you guys have any questions, you guys don't like where your team was at, you guys have some stats that I may have missed, feel free to leave them in the comments. Football's here, y'all. Football is here. I cannot wait to watch it. So if you guys haven't done so yet, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Bench is a new channel. We're trying to get up there. We're trying to do some big stuff. And so, yeah, I really need your guys' help. If you guys could like the videos, comment on the videos, and hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about the videos. Share the videos. You know, it all helps me out. And, yeah, y'all take it easy. It's been my pleasure. I love y'all. Peace.